Okay, we got the club chair out of the RV, and you can see that it's in pretty poor condition here. And I just want to explain this to you. I talked to several upholsterers. They'll come to your RV and price it out. But to do the sofa, the pull-out bed sofa thing in the RV, and this club chair was going to be $1,000, and that was with me buying the material. So between $800 and $1,000 with me buying the material. That still set me between $1,000 and $1,200 minimum. I mean, by the time we got it all back in and all of our work, we'd still be doing all the work, taking it out and getting it back in. So we thought, well, either way, we got to take these things out, so we might as well carpet and put in the wood floor. You know, take up the carpet and put in the wood floor. And so that's what we're doing today. We're getting all this out. We've had strip bolts on the sofa. The chair came out real easily. 4 bolts, it was out. As you can see, it's got seat belts in it, but I got all that covered, so stay with me here. Here we've got the, John's got this, sorry I wasn't there to help you. Here we've got the old sofa bed. Now a lot of people look for these. A lot of people will look for these, and you can see it had a lot of wear. See where it's kind of blowing right here? It's got some wear on the edges and stuff, and I had made a sofa cover for it, which cost me about $200 for the fabric, and I thought that was getting off cheap. But we just ended up and decided, you know what? Do we need any of these? You don't need the...
No.
Oh, okay, that's the old TV. We even replaced the TV. Hey, let's go on in and let's take a look at it. So you can, if you want to, recover them. That's fine. But as for John and I, that's going to Goodwill. It's a hot, humid day, but we have a breeze, so... Alright, so that's our holiday rambler so far. And you can see here that I've already refurbished all the cabinets and the hardware. That's all done. The ceiling in here looks great. The light fixtures, we are going to take those down. They are 12-volt light fixtures. So, okay, well, we'll be back, right, Johnny boy?
Yep, here we go.
That's where they work on everything right there. So. Okay, so we got the carpet up, and you can see here. And you can see here that I'm wearing my N95 mask. The reason is right here is some water. It's not that window leaking. I think they just spilt a drink or something, and then it absorbed down into the ground, because that's where that little table sat on the wall there that popped up and down. There's like a little table that goes here. And I think they spilled a drink or water or whatever, and they got it all cleaned up, but right there they couldn't clean it up. That's what I'm thinking, because it was exactly underneath where that table thing sat. But over here is where the water heater was leaking, and it's actually got some mold growing here. So we're going to have to go ahead and we're going to have to kill that. And then down through here, we're getting the carpet down out all the way down here through the bedroom now. And what we're going to do is we're going to put plywood up, 1/2-inch plywood, and we're going to bring all the floors level to this wood floor here. Okay, I got the sofa, or the love seat in this case, cut in half. You can see the other half of the sofa right here. And I'm just going to take and I'm going to remake this frame, bring this back up to a point at an angle here. Here we found a chair that went with our sofa that had skinny enough arms and wasn't too deep, and that would fit through the door. And we got lucky. This was on clearance. Plus they gave me another 70 off because it was the last one over at Big Lots. So I did pretty good on this piece. And as you can see by the pattern, I really like this. And it goes really well. By coincidence, it goes really well here with the sofa. You can see the two collars together here. See, that looks pretty good together. Okay? So we know that we've got some more of this material here. And this was that side here, so I mean, if I have to have some extra upholstery fabric that's not going to be seen somewhere, I can use this side of the pillow. I'm going to try not to use the pillows unless I have to, because I really, really wanted the pillows for the sofa. But, so here we are. We've got the chair. We've got all the fabric off of it. This chair came with this heavy-duty cloth to protect it. And I can use this right here if I tear this bottom, or on the bottom of the sofa here where we took off this black fabric. This is actually even a little bit heavier. So I could always spread this open and use this on the other piece of furniture. Inside your club chair, you will find a zipper here. You just unzip this, and you will, inside, you will find the legs to your chair. Now, because the old club chair had these sliding mechanisms on it, see, we have a mechanism here which runs this line, the spring, and when it springs open, it decides whether the chair slips forward or back. Over on this side, we have another mechanism right here, and this one, you follow this line up, and it controls the swivel or the turn mechanism. It turns it this way or this way, because this chair has to face sideways when going down the road. This right here is the mechanism also that holds on to the seat belt here and into the buckle of the seat belt here. And we will take those right on up through and through the lining of the club chair here. We're going to go ahead and pop out all of these screws on this cardboard template. We'll see how it looks when I'm done. If I want to hide this whole mechanism, you know, I'll just do a box pleated skirt on it like they did here. No biggie. That's an easy fix, but that can always come later, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this unit off. Okay, this is the inner skeleton of what's left of the club chair. And cut the frame apart. We had to get it apart. And we unbolted all this. This has all the seatbelt mechanisms that I showed you before. This is what turns it and rotates it. Then you have the other thing here that turns it and slides it back and forth. Yeah, so it was around 100 and I think 180, I think, by the time we were done, said and done, that we gave for the chair. So 180 bucks for an RV club chair. Now what he's done here is he took that bottom piece off. You remember I took all the bolts off of it. And we've got some solid copper and steel mixed plates in here. And this fit, by the way, down inside this club chair perfectly. We couldn't have got it any better than this. And so you can see the original springs on the original chair, and then you can see the springs here and the bar and all the welded metal here from the RV coach chair. And we were going to try to fit the frame up in there, but that didn't work. And we decided, since this was made of oak instead of just the pine, this was all made of the oak, we decided just to go ahead and put some extra screws in it, screw everything together really well with wood screws, and put a, you know, I mean, it fit in here perfectly, didn't it, John?
Fit in there perfectly. The straps don't rust or if they get wet or anything, so got some good wood metal
I hope
screws.
they don't get wet.
I know, but damp moisture isn't a problem with them.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Yeah, they're not going to rust off there. So now we're going to take this piece here and we're going to run the seat belts and those two lines up on either side, and we're going to bolt it back on. I might have to cut a piece of fabric up on the other side and run the seat belts through each side. They'll go up through the actual sides. See, they're on the actual sides of the seat belts here. And they'll come over here and go through the side. So we'll go ahead and put this on, and we'll be right back, and we're going to be ready to put this and bolt this back down into the motor home. Okay. Now we've just sat the chair on the bolts.
And I'm taking the nuts and I'm putting them on.
We have the seat belts here that we have to run up here through the sides, and we have the little swivel parts here, and we will run them up through the side. And wood right here for that thing, that's something for us to screw to. So we're going to figure out about where this will be comfortable to sit, and we will put this on as well. And remember, this chair is deeper than the other chair, just a little bit deeper, by about 5 inches deeper. So I'm hoping that we don't, I'm hoping that this is going to work. It might sit out in the alleyway a little bit, you know, the aisleway a little bit more than the other one. Heck, fire, it may just be we don't even fit into it behind the captain's chair. I have no idea, but it does have a sliding mechanism that will let you slide, so I'm sure we'll figure something out. Just be sure and sit that piece on the chair the same way as it was on the other chair, so that it does at least. I'm hoping this works. This was the only thing I could find that had the straight back on it and had the smaller arms on it, so, and we got lucky. It just happened to match the sofa. Okay, so Daddy's putting that one together. I've really had nothing to do with putting this one together. But I am going to put the seat belts and the other piece on because I want to make sure that John wants me to be the one to cut the fabric. Okay, you just remove this mechanism on this end. I just took a sharp knife here and cut a small hole and fed the wire back up through here. Then John grabbed it and he's now reattaching it. Be sure and make sure it hits, you want to move your finger for a second, be sure it hits this little notch right here where it's at. Make sure it comes through here and make sure it hooks properly. Now this chair had a wood board here, so I just pushed this down and John ran the screw in it right here. I'll probably have to do some hot melt glue down inside here. Put my hand down inside the fabric. Can you see where my hand's down in here? And I'll probably have to hold that fabric out and hot melt glue that because there's nothing to screw this bottom screw to. Okay, so now we're going to check it and see if that works. And see if it does its thing. There you go. And then lock. Right there it locked. Okay, that worked. All right. Okay, so we have the post here back off again. We had to drill the holes. Here, I'll just show you. We had to drill these holes right here a little bigger to go around the new connecting bolts that we put here in the ground. And these are just extenders. And so we had to take it all back apart again because we couldn't get it in through the door with the post on. So a little reminder, get it all put together, then take it all back apart again once you got it all figured out, because it still doesn't go through that 23-inch door. Okay, it's 23.5 inches wide on the door, and it won't fit through the door with that post on sticking out. Wouldn't do it, couldn't do it. So, and you don't want to tear the fabric. So we were back at almost square one again, but at least we knew what we were doing. It was just a matter of pulling, you know, the little wires here from the side pieces there. It was just a matter of pulling those out. Be sure and keep your hands clean. You can get this fabric here dirty, and you don't want to have to dry clean your new chair. So we're trying to avoid that because all these pieces are kind of greasy and kind of dirty. So, all right. So that's where we're at, and we're opening the windows on the motorhome, and we're gonna install the chair, and I still have to sew the center of the front of the back of the sofa together, and a little bit of Velcro on the seat, and we're done. Look, our first husky hair in here. There you go. I'll put it right there on the sofa where it's gonna be nice at home. Okay, radio's a little loud. I apologize for that, especially that strange Christmas CD that John said came with it. Our new Apple iPad used from the Goodwill. How much was that?
$19.
$19 for that?
Well, that's
got a nice sound
real
for that.
Expensive one.
Okay, so it fit through the door. Reconnecting everything. He's reconnecting everything. I'm not really doing anything, and it's Father's Day. I'm working you on Father's Day. Hey, I mowed the 5 acres yesterday, so I'm just saying. Let me turn this down. Yeah, $5 for that. It needs an antenna, but somebody didn't want to put the antenna on it. They were a little lazy, and he paid $19 for that. That's a nice one too. See, it's Memorex.
Well, then you got your iPad, and you got the one that has 250 gigabytes of stuff on it. Yeah, you can use that.
Yeah.
Get it hooked right in. iPod. I can't see it, so I gotta reach down here and.
He's attractive as a mechanic. Not just a surgeon, he's a mechanic too. You know, John's also my electrician. I married John so I could be a little lazier than I normally am. Oh yeah, what do you guys think about my sexy new wood floor? Mama laid that the other day, and it looks good. It goes all the way up front, and I custom detailed it all out, and then I'm going to do, I don't know, we're talking about what we're going to put on this hump thing here in the middle. I think I might just try to clean the carpet, and the carpet here and the carpet around the captain's seat all look like brand new. So we kept it. We might cover all this in Berber carpet, though. We don't know. We don't know that yet. If I can find a Berber carpet that matches this carpet, I don't know if you can see past the sofa here, and matches this little area here. See how I kind of angled those T-bars? And then we're not stepping on this one yet. Believe it or not, the RV moves in separate sections. The coach part itself is one piece and the front is another piece on a different axle. So this front moves and gives just a little bit separate from this floor here. So we could not attach these bars, we could not attach them to the front of the coach. So that's why we designed it the way that we did. Alright, I'll take credit the way that I did, but...
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Okay, so it went there.
Okay. Okay, now he's reattaching our wires. Okay, so, and this wire, the other wire goes right here. Not a very big help when it's hot in my...
You, honey, nothing much of it either of us can do.
Like this when we took it out.
I never really took it out. So, we're going to have to pick up on the front. Hang on, up on the front. Or we're going to scratch the floor. Come your way a little bit. You're out of there now. You're almost on it. Wow, something like that ain't high.
It's fine. I mean, it's...
Wow, okay, so you sit a lot higher than your feet dangle. Okay, let's see, I need to...
There you go.
Let's see if the mechanisms work. As we forward and back. There you go. Now there's plenty of room between us and the sofa here, isn't there? Forward. Woo. Okay, I'm forward.
And then turn it.
And now I'm going to turn. Woo. Alright. You're not supposed to ride with this front facing. This has to be side facing and in your seat belt for anybody to ride here. So I can see the TV from here and that's what counts. I'm just kidding. Here's the chair, the club chair that we turned into the RV chair by using the guts and the mechanisms. And this chair right here came from Big Lots. I paid I think it was about $180. It was the last one on clearance from $250. And plus it was the last one, so I got another $70 off, something like that. But anyway, something. My math's probably off a little bit, but I know that I paid about $180 for the chair with tax. So, so we got that, and you can see underneath here we got the mechanism on, and we got all the wires ran. So now this slides forward and back, and this actually turns. And but the side position here is actually the riding in position, and then of course we have the seat belts in here as well. Okay. Then I got a couple of extra pillows to put in the swivel Flex-Steel seats, and the leather seats and the Flex-Steel seats were in mint condition. They were in mint condition. Everything up here was in mint condition. And I'll just sit down here in my chair. It's very comfortable. And right here's the sofa that I cut in half. And you can see here where I sewed it to match up the other two seams. And then underneath here I sewed it. I hand sewed it all. And then I hand sewed it down here and down across through the back. So there you have it. That is how you cut a sofa in half and you fit it into your RV. Now we're going to take some metal plating that came with the other sofa, and we're going to flip this back over, and we're going to put that on the bottom, and we're going to run the seat belts up through that just like we did the club chair. So this will have the two or three sets of seat belts in here. Just depending on how many people we think can actually sit in here. 3 small children and then 2 adults. But this will have, now this will no longer be a hide-a-bed, but this is, you know, deep enough. You could sleep probably up to maybe a 7 or an 8-year-old could probably sleep on here pretty comfortable. Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem at all. Or maybe 2 3-year-olds on each end. So just depending on the size of your children or grandchildren, you know, what you need. So but when this pulled out as a bed, it was pretty short. It didn't really sleep 2 people very comfortably anyway, so I didn't really lose any sleeping space as far as that went. The main bed, I mean, this right here turns into a bed. This dinette set here, oops, this dinette set here, this table drops and this turns into a bed. And you can sleep probably I would say probably up to a 12-year-old could sleep in this section, or 2 or 3 smaller children here in this area. And then of course you have the queen bed, and it is a regular size queen bed. This queen mattress was a new mattress we had on our bed in the house, and I thought it was hurting my back just a little bit. It was a double pillow top, so we went and got another different, more firm mattress. So we put that one here into the coach. So I'm really happy with it. I have to finish making this checkered duvet cover, and I have to finish the curtains in here. But there you go. There's the tour of the coach. And like I said, there's that hickory floor that we put down. It goes all the way across here. And I'm very happy with it. So it's just a matter now of just getting my curtains hung. So leave me a message down below. Tell me what you think of my project that we've been doing. And, you know, let me know what you think. I don't know too many people that's ever cut a sofa in half to get it into an RV. Matter of fact, I went all over online and I didn't see anybody do it. And I used to manufacture furniture. I was a cabinet maker for probably 11 to 12 years. So I knew what I was doing, but we did unfinished, you know, hardwood furniture, like bedroom furniture. I'd never done a sofa. So, but when I got cutting into it, it was just really basic, and my biggest worry at that point was, would I be able to pull this fabric back together and sew it? But you can see here that I just hand stitched it, and all the way down and around, and just kind of gave it back its shape again. And same for underneath here, and the same for the front right there. It's not quite as puckered as the other side, but you know what? It worked. And it's very sturdy. It has a lot of screws, a lot of metal plating in it, and it's far better built than it was originally. It's pretty near the same color. So, I mean, it had a little bit of a pattern, but I knew the cream color in the pattern would go with the cream flex steel chairs. So, this is it. This is our completely remodeled RV. And other than the blue, solid blue blackout curtains that will go across here. Alright, and right there is what the curtains are going to look like in here. And I just thought that they picked up the colors perfectly. See, they had that taupe color in here that matched. And when I saw those, I said, yep, there's my curtains. So, so I'm just making all the headers here, and then they'll have the these curtains here. This is about as close as I was going to get in color to the pillows, and they will hang here in the front here, and they will be the ones that go around here. They're blackout curtains. And then the actual drapes as well will be this collar up underneath here. So some of these will be blackout drapes. Because when I get a migraine, I really want things to be dark. So, and then I even got matching pillows here for our captain's chairs up front. Alright, so that's where we're at, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Here comes the rains again. This is going to be much harder this time. Man, and they're pouring concrete right now, and you can't stop doing that. Look at the concrete trucks over here. Look at my tree. Wow. That guy's running for his car.